This is Kirkjufell Foss, and it's epic. So back there is Kirkjufell, and then Foss is waterfall. So there's the waterfall for Kirkjufell. And it's about 2 hours before sunset. It's 8 o'clock at night right now. And we've got about 2 hours before the sun sets. It would be awesome if all of that back there kicked off. But I have no idea if it's actually going to happen. It looks like there's some breaks in the clouds. You can see the sun back there. But you just have to wait and see. This is one of the most iconic places to photograph in Iceland. It is just absolutely magnificent. Since I've got a couple hours before sunset, I'm not just going to stand here. I know this is a good spot. I've shot here before, but the photographs I got here the last time I was in Iceland, the lighting was just not that great. It was pretty bad, and I was only able to come once, which is why I made sure that this time I have multiple chances to get the photograph instead of just one. So I'm going to take and walk down. There's some trails and paths. I'm going to walk down and try to just focus maybe on either Kirkjufell or a little bit more intimate scenes of the falls that's not really reliant on that sky. And then when the sunset gets closer and the light starts to kick off, hopefully, then I'll get the shot. What I'm hoping for, the sun's going to come out from the bottom of that cloud up there. And when it does, it should light up the whole side of Kirkjufell. And that, even if the clouds don't light up, but with those ominosity, those dark gray clouds up there, and then this is your foreground element, just that happens, it's going to be awesome. So I'm just waiting for that sun just a little more. And it's clear below those clouds over there, so if it goes just a little more, we can light up the side of that, goodness will happen. So let's see what, fingers crossed. Look at that, look at that. It's starting to light up Kirkjufell. It's starting to light it up. Oh yeah. Bracketing my photos, 5 shots, so I get all of that goodness. And there's a lot of goodness happening. Totally worth it. It's freezing out, but that is amazingly beautiful. It really is. This is when you just keep shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting, because the light is changing every second as that sun sets, and you've got a very short window of time before the cloud moves in or that sun gets too far low and it's all over. But right now, the show is on. Whew. Tomorrow morning, gloves, fleeces, more layers. Woo. I know I got a fantastic photograph tonight, and I'll show it to you right now. These lovely small churches dot the Icelandic landscape. And you combine that with the incredible weather patterns and skies and clouds and the lack of trees. And usually they're set against the coast or the huge mountain ranges or waterfalls. And you can come away with some really cool images. Windy and cold this morning, holy cow. I've got like 4 layers on, gloves, hat, and I'm barely hanging in there. It's supposed to rain today, but there's some clouds that are breaking and light that's happening, and this church is really close to where I'm staying. And I wanted to get put the light with the church, and those God rays that are coming through right now are very appropriate. So I want to get the shot, and if it comes out, I'll show it to you right now. I'm gonna have to call it soon and go back to the hotel for some breakfast. This wind is unbelievable. I forgot how insane. They actually, when you pick up your rental car, there's a big sign that says to hold onto your car doors when you open and close them, because it will get jerked out of your hand and damage the door because of the excessive wind gusts in Iceland. There's a big warning sign when you pick up your rental car. That's how bad it is. Anyway, we got some really pretty light happening back here. We got this awesome sea arch happening right there. I don't know of any way to get down to that beach. I would like to, but besides rappelling down this cliff face, I don't see anything right at the moment. If it was not windy, I might just put the drone down to get a shot kind of through the arch. But this is not a bad vantage point, and it's a lot safer, especially when it's as windy as it is at the moment. Gonna be a real simple shot. I'm gonna polarize to get the glare off of that water. I'm gonna bracket the shots. It's gonna be really dark here, really bright highlights back here in my sky. So 5 shots, sandwich those together in Lightroom, and the shot comes out. Here it is. Put on my 100 to 400, and I got this gorgeous light and all these clouds and all this goodness happening over here. But the problem is at 400 millimeters and it's so windy on a tripod, even image stabilization on, and trying to get a workable shutter speed that's going to give me a shot that's not like shaking the camera. I'm trying to time it in between the wind gusts. But I've mentioned this before, one good way to help your odds is to set your camera to take like 5 shots back to back. So it does a timer countdown, and then it does like 5, usually 3, 5, or maybe 7 photos at once. Because hopefully out of one of those, the camera's not shaking as much, or the image stabilization can compensate enough to get the image that you want. I took the polarizer off to get some more shutter speed, and I don't know. I'm going to take a bunch because I love the light that's happening. Back over here, that is epic. That's so nice with the clouds. It is really, really, really pretty. And it just shows the scale, the sheer scale of Iceland with these giant mountain peaks. And this is somebody's backyard. That's the other thing that you can, it's stunning. This whole country should be a national park. And people live with views like that. That's their backyard, is that incredible cliff face and waterfalls. It's just ridiculously beautiful. So we'll take a few more. If the shot comes out, I'll show it to you right now. So that's somebody's house over there. And that is their backyard. I like waterfalls, and I love waterfalls. Iceland should definitely be on a list that you should go to photograph. One at the very top, like at the very tippy top. There are so many waterfalls, and most of them have parking lots and trails. This one is so big, it's pointless to get too close to it, because you just can't shoot it. It's just so incredibly tall. But I'm gonna get a little bit closer so that it's not so small in the frame, because it's just so huge. I want to be able to see a little bit of the rocks and the textures and stuff like that that's going on. I don't know what lens I'm going to use, but I have all of them available, and let's go see what I can find. So I somehow made the decision to hike all the way almost to the top of the waterfall. Part of me is glad I did, and the other part of me was like, this is hard. But I made it. And there's the waterfall. And there's the parking lot. So again, this is going to be an easy shot as far as like settings go. It's wide angle, 16 millimeter, wide as I can go. That tall waterfall's pretty tall. I'm too close to it actually. And then just making sure I don't blow out the highlights in the water. The same mantra that I say every time. Try to get the shutter speed that I like. Get the shot. Try to come up with a good leading line with the water back here coming out of the bottom of the frame. Maybe the bottom left of the frame. But I absolutely love these basalt columns. That is fantastic. And what I might do is I might zoom a bit and just get like that part of the falls. You see, that part of the falls there, and a little bit of that. But I made the hike, so I'm going to take both, because I'm not doing this again. I'm just not. It's hard. Let me get set up and get the shot. So with the sun actually kind of skimming across the top of the falls, or the side of the falls, I'm going to have to put an ND filter on. But I did also zoom a lot, so I'm not going to have to worry about any vignetting on the edges, because I'm zoomed quite a bit. So a 3-stop I think is going to make it just perfect. So I make sure I don't blow out any of the highlights in that water. So I'm going to get the shot. If it comes out, I'll show it to you right now.